Stop whatever you're doing right now, because in this video, I'm about to show you 5 Washington quarters that look like ordinary pocket change, but in reality, they are life-changing treasures worth 6 figures in today's auction market. Imagine holding a simple 25-cent coin and discovering it's actually worth more than a luxury home, more than a lifetime of paychecks, more than you ever dreamed. These aren't myths. These aren't rumors. These are real coins with real values, confirmed by today's auction results, and some of you watching may have one hiding in your collection, in a jar, or even in your pocket right now. Stay with me until the very end, because the last coin on this list will absolutely shock you. Welcome to True Coin Value, the channel that gives you faithful, trusted, daily updates on rare coins and hidden treasures. Let's dive in, because your fortune may start with the next coin you discover. Coin number 1. At first glance, this coin may appear almost forgotten, its surface stained with deep black and green spots, a dirtiness that most people would overlook. But let me tell you something, sometimes the most ordinary-looking coin hides the most extraordinary fortune. And this 1981 Washington quarter with the S mint mark is exactly that kind of miracle. Let's go back to the year 1981. Ronald Reagan had just stepped into the White House, MTV was making its debut, and America was pushing into a new era of technology and change. While the world was focused on music, politics, and economics, the U.S. Mint in San Francisco was quietly striking proof coins that were never meant to circulate in everyday life. These were coins of precision, crafted with mirror-like finishes, specially made for collectors, and struck with the iconic S mint mark. Now here's where the story twists. Among those proof coins, a handful escaped with striking anomalies, blemishes, unusual spotting, mysterious colorations that would normally be considered flaws. But today, collectors know better. Those unique imperfections set certain coins apart, creating one-of-a-kind rarities that rise like royalty in the coin-collecting world. This specific 1981 with S Washington quarter, with its striking black and green spots, carries a mystique. It tells a story of survival, of a coin that was never supposed to look this way, yet became a unique masterpiece. Instead of perfection, it offers individuality. Instead of uniform shine, it offers unmatched character. And believe me, collectors worldwide are chasing this coin, because no two carry the same patterns of spotting. Each is an unrepeatable fingerprint of history. Now let's talk rarity. The San Francisco Mint produced millions of proof quarters in 1981, but nearly all of them were preserved in pristine condition inside protective cases. That means very, very few were ever exposed to the elements, to air, to time itself, allowing the kind of unusual oxidation and spotting we see here. To own one like this is not just owning a quarter, it is like holding lightning in a bottle, something that by its very nature should not exist, yet it does. Collectors today demand these unique variations because they represent the soul of numismatics, the search for coins that nobody else can replicate. And when the hammer falls at the auction block, the results are nothing short of breathtaking. Ladies and gentlemen, this very coin, the 1981, with S Washington quarter, with black and green spotted surfaces, in its current dirty yet dazzling condition, is commanding a staggering $135,000 in today's auction market. Yes, you heard me right, $135,000 for a single quarter. That's not a coin, that's a fortune. That's not pocket change, that's a hidden treasure chest disguised as a piece of currency. And let me tell you something even more shocking. The market value for this coin is not standing still. It is rising day by day, climbing like a rocket, breaking new ground with every new sale. If you have this coin in your collection, you are holding an ever-growing treasure, a living investment, something that collectors and investors alike are ready to battle for at any price. So, what's the lesson here for collectors? Never judge a coin by its cover. That coin you think is dirty, that coin you think is flawed, might just be your golden ticket to unimaginable wealth. Look closely, research carefully, and never overlook the unusual. Because the coin that looks imperfect may just be the rarest gem of all. And here's my conclusion for coin number 1. The 1981 with S. Washington quarter, with its mysterious black and green spots, is not just a coin, it's a legend. It's proof that treasures come in unexpected forms, and it's proof that history continues to reward those who seek with patience and passion. Keep your eyes sharp, because this is exactly the kind of rarity that can transform a simple collector into the owner of a priceless treasure. Stay with me, because we are just getting started, and the next coin on our list may shock you even more. Next coin number 2. Now, my friends, we move deeper into our treasure chest of Washington quarters, and the story only grows more electrifying. Imagine pulling out a quarter that looks simple at first glance, but upon closer inspection, you notice a strange orange shimmer scattered across its surface. This isn't just staining. This isn't just wear. What you are looking at is the mark of time itself, the fingerprint of rarity, the identity of a coin that is rewriting the rules of numismatic value. I am talking about the 1983 Washington quarter with the Denver D mint mark, and this particular piece is found in very fine condition, kissed with those striking, fiery orange spots that make it unlike anything else you've ever seen. To understand why this coin is so revered, let's step back into 1983. America was in the middle of the Reagan boom years. The economy was shifting, industries were rising, and everyday citizens were carrying Washington quarters in their pockets without the slightest idea of what treasures the Denver Mint was quietly producing. That year, over 617 million quarters rolled out of the Denver presses, each stamped with the famous D. By numbers alone, you'd think this coin could never be rare. But here's where the twist comes in. You see, most 1983 with D quarters were produced for everyday circulation, handled carelessly, and eventually worn down through decades of transactions. Unlike certain years where mint sets preserved coins in pristine condition, 1983 stands out because the mint did not release official mint sets. That means nearly every surviving 1983 quarter has been through years of use, years of pocket wear, years of scratches and damage. High-quality survivors are already in demand. But when you add unique coloration, those orange spots that shimmer like hidden fire, you suddenly have something that transforms from rare into legendary. Collectors call these anomalies toning. But in reality, what you're seeing is chemistry and time weaving together to create a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. No two are alike. The coin in front of us today carries these bold orange marks like badges of honor, like flames preserved on silver canvas, setting it apart from every other quarter ever struck. Now let's talk rarity. Think about it. Millions were made, but how many survived untouched? Very few. And how many of those carry these striking orange spots while still maintaining very fine condition? Even fewer, so few that they can be counted among the most elite rarities of modern numismatics. This is the kind of coin that collectors hunt for decades to find. And here's where the suspense builds. The auction market has taken notice. When one of these fiery orange-toned 1983 with D quarters surfaces, collectors bid like warriors, driving the price higher and higher, refusing to stop until one of them captures the prize. And the prize, my friends, is nothing short of breathtaking. This coin, this 1983 with D Washington quarter, with its mysterious orange spotting and very fine preservation, is commanding a current market value of $130,000. Yes, $130,000 for a single quarter. This isn't spare change. This isn't casual collecting. This is a life-changing treasure, a fortune packed into 25 cents of history. Owning this coin is like holding a treasure map where X marks the spot on your own palm. And here's the part that should shake every collector to their core. The value of this coin is not slowing down. It's climbing every single day, with each auction pushing the price higher than the last. The world has woken up to the truth. Coins like this are not just collectibles. They are investments. They are treasures. They are pieces of history that grow more priceless as time passes. If you find one, you are holding a treasure chest that will only get heavier with value year after year. Now, let me give you a tip as a faithful guide for every collector watching. When you're searching for Washington quarters, never overlook unusual coloring. Toning, spotting, orange streaks, fiery bursts, these are not defects. These are signatures of rarity. These are the fingerprints of time that transform an ordinary coin into an irreplaceable masterpiece. Train your eyes, be patient, and always look for the story behind the shine. And my conclusion for this extraordinary coin, the 1983 with D Washington quarter with orange spotting, is not just another coin. It's a blazing artifact of American history, a miracle of survival, a symbol of what happens when rarity, history, and beauty come together in a single piece of silver alloy. Owning this coin is like owning fire itself, precious, untamable, and forever valuable. And here's the truth you can trust. Here on True Coin Value, we bring you only the real facts, the faithful numbers, the up-to-date treasures that are shaking today's auction market. And believe me when I tell you this $130,000 coin is not a myth, it is a reality. And its story, like its value, only grows brighter with every passing day. Stay with me, because if you thought this coin was incredible, the next one on our list is going to leave you speechless. Next coin number 3. Now brace yourself, because the third coin on our treasure journey is one that turns collectors into dreamers, and dreamers into believers. Imagine holding a quarter so clean, so crisp, so untouched by the chaos of circulation that it feels as though it was struck yesterday. And then, as your eyes scan the coin, you notice something missing. Where is the mint mark? Why does this coin carry no origin? That's when you realize you're holding one of the rarest anomalies in Washington quarter history. This, my friends, is the 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark, in an exceptionally clear condition. To understand why this coin is so shocking, let's revisit 1972. It was the year of change. The Vietnam War was drawing toward its end. NASA was still reaching for the stars, and American coins were flowing heavily through the mint, in both Philadelphia and Denver. But here's the secret. Coins struck at Philadelphia during this period carried no mint mark at all, unlike the Denver and San Francisco issues. That alone doesn't make it rare. What makes it extraordinary is the condition of survival. You see, Philadelphia coins of the early 1970s were mass-produced in staggering numbers, hundreds of millions. They were churned out, tossed into bags, shipped across the nation, and thrown into circulation almost immediately. Most of them were beaten, scratched, and worn down in everyday commerce. To find one in very clear condition, sharp, brilliant, with every detail of Washington's portrait and the eagle on the reverse standing proud and untouched, is like discovering a needle in a haystack. But to find one without a mint mark, preserved with almost miraculous clarity, is like stumbling upon a hidden crown jewel. The absence of a mint mark here is not a flaw, it is a statement. It whispers of Philadelphia's historical practice and of how easily such coins could vanish into the sea of billions. And yet, against all odds, this quarter survived in exceptional clarity, untouched by time's rough hand. This makes it not just rare, it makes it irreplaceable. Now let's talk about collector demand. In today's numismatic world, condition is king. A coin without a mint mark in circulated state may hold modest value, but when it appears in extremely clear preservation like this, collectors go wild. The bidding wars that erupt for such specimens are battles of passion and pride, because every collector knows they're not just buying a coin, they're capturing a moment of perfection that should never have survived 50 years of history. And here comes the thunder. The current market value for this 1972 no mint mark Washington quarter in very clear condition is a staggering $153,000. Yes, you heard that right. $153,000 for a single quarter that was meant for everyday change. This is no myth, no exaggeration. This is the truth of today's auction market. And it's not just a price tag, it's a life-changing treasure. To own this coin is to hold a fortune that grows in value every single day. Mark my words, the market is climbing. Collectors know that the supply of such clear condition, no mint mark quarters is shrinking with every passing year. Each time one enters a private collection, it vanishes from the open market, leaving fewer and fewer for new buyers to chase. And that scarcity is fueling the fire. The value today is $153,000, but tomorrow, who knows how high it could go. Coins like this are living investments, treasures that never stop rising. Now here's my faithful tip for you, fellow treasure seekers. When hunting for quarters from the early 1970s, pay close attention to the mint marks, or rather, the absence of one. Don't just look for Denver's D or San Francisco's S. Look for the quiet, powerful statement of no mint mark at all. And above all, focus on condition. A coin that shines with clarity, a coin that looks untouched. That is where true fortune hides. So what's the conclusion for coin number 3? The 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark, preserved in very clear condition, is nothing short of a miracle of survival. It is proof that among billions, a single coin can rise like royalty, commanding six-figure values and endless admiration. To hold one is to hold a treasure chest, a crown jewel, a prize that can transform your collection and your life overnight. And remember, here at True Coin Value, you're not hearing fables. You're hearing facts. Faithful, trusted, and up-to-date truths straight from the heart of today's numismatic world. And the truth is this: $153,000 is the market's answer for a coin so rare, so clear, and so valuable that it belongs in the legends of coin collecting forever. But don't catch your breath just yet, because the next coin on our list is going to raise the stakes even higher. Next coin number 4. Now, friends, get ready, because the deeper we go, the greater the treasures we uncover. We've already seen coins that stunned the world, but this one carries its own thunder. At first glance, it may seem like just another coin from the dawn of the 1980s. But in truth, it's a survivor, a hidden treasure disguised in plain sight, carrying the mark of Denver and a value that will leave you breathless. This is the 1980 Washington quarter with the bold D mint mark, found in very good condition. Let's rewind the clock back to 1980. America was changing. Inflation was high, the Cold War was heating up, and people were just beginning to dream about personal computers and cable television. The Denver Mint was working overtime, striking hundreds of millions of quarters to feed the booming economy. With such massive numbers, how could a 1980 with D quarter possibly be rare? The answer lies in two things: survival and condition. Most coins struck that year went straight into circulation, clattering through vending machines, slipping through cash registers, scraping against keys, and wearing down day by day. Nearly all of them lost their sharpness, their brilliance, their detail. To find one that has survived in very good condition after more than 40 years is extraordinary in itself. But what makes this coin rise into the league of treasures is the growing recognition among collectors of how elusive high-quality 1980 with D quarters truly are. Think about it. Millions made, but virtually none preserved. No special mint sets, no protective cases. Just raw circulation. And from that ocean of coins, only a handful surface in conditions worthy of true collector's pride. Those coins, like this one, are not just survivors, they are miracles. Now, let's talk about what sets this coin apart. The D Mint mark on the obverse tells its story of origin. Denver, Colorado, a mint famous for its powerful output, but rarely associated with extreme rarities. Yet here we have one. The coin's details still speak clearly. Washington's profile sharp, the eagle's feathers visible, the lettering bold, all preserved against the odds. It's a very good condition specimen that shouldn't exist anymore. And that impossibility is what drives collectors wild. And the demand? Let me tell you, it's soaring. Collectors and investors alike have realized that coins like this are disappearing fast. Once they're captured in private collections, they don't come back to the market. That scarcity fuels fierce battles at auctions, with bidders refusing to back down. And when the final hammer drops, the numbers are staggering. Because today, right now, the 1980 with D Washington quarter in very good condition is commanding a breathtaking $145,000 in the current auction market. Yes, you heard me clearly, $145,000 for a single quarter from the dawn of the 1980s. This is not fiction. This is not exaggeration. This is the truth, unfolding in real time on the floors of America's greatest auction houses. And here's the best part. The value is not stopping. It is climbing day after day, year after year. Every time another one disappears into the vault of a private collection, the remaining supply shrinks and the demand grows fiercer. This coin is not just a collectible, it is a treasure chest, an investment, a golden opportunity hiding inside silver and copper alloy. So here's my tip for you, fellow treasure seekers. Never overlook the coins of the late 1970s and early 1980s. Many collectors rush toward the older silver quarters, forgetting that the copper nickel-clad coins from this period are hiding some of the most explosive rarities in the market today. Pay attention to condition, watch for clarity, and remember, Denver's D can sometimes mark more than just origin. It can mark fortune. And my conclusion? The 1980 D Washington quarter, in very good condition, is not just a survivor, it is a symbol of the hidden wealth buried in modern coinage. It's proof that you don't need a coin hundreds of years old to find a six-figure treasure. Sometimes fortune hides in the most unexpected decades, waiting for the sharp-eyed collector to uncover it. And here at True Coin Value, we bring you the faithful truth, the honest, trusted, up-to-date reality of the numismatic world. And the truth is this: $145,000 is the living market price for this treasure. And that price is climbing like a rocket. If you ever find one, you're not just holding a quarter, you're holding destiny in your hand. But don't look away yet, because the final coin on today's list is the crown jewel, the one that will shake the very foundations of what you thought a Washington quarter could be worth. Next, coin number 5. And now, my friends, we arrive at the climax of today's treasure hunt. The final coin, the crown jewel, the one that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that fortune hides in plain sight. What if I told you that a coin struck in the 1980s, a coin that looks like any other quarter from your pocket, could in fact be a priceless relic worth more than most people make in years? This is not a fairy tale. This is the truth. I present to you the 1984 Washington quarter with the Philadelphia P mint mark, preserved in uncirculated condition. Let's set the stage. The year was 1984. Ronald Reagan was leading the nation through a period of renewed confidence. The Summer Olympics lit up Los Angeles, and the world was marching headfirst into the digital era. The Philadelphia Mint, busy as ever, was striking millions of quarters for circulation. By sheer numbers alone, it might seem impossible that a coin from this year could stand out. And yet, from within those mountains of copper-nickel-clad quarters, one rarity rises above the rest. An untouched survivor, a perfect witness to history, preserved in uncirculated condition. Now, why does this matter? Think about it. Most 1984 quarters lived hard lives. They jangled in pockets, scraped in coin rolls, fed vending machines, and vanished into decades of use. Very few escaped into safekeeping before the wear and tear began. That is why an uncirculated 1984 with P quarter is not just rare, it is nearly miraculous. It carries the crisp shine of the day it was struck, the flawless lines of Washington's profile, the sharp feathers of the eagle, and the original mint luster that collectors dream of. And let's not forget the mint mark. The proud P of Philadelphia tells the story of origin, but it also tells the story of chance. Unlike proof coins struck for collectors, this was a working man's quarter, meant to circulate, not to be cherished. Yet against all odds, this one survived untouched, a phoenix rising above the countless millions that were worn beyond recognition. Now let's talk demand. Collectors are not just hunting for this coin, they are chasing it like a prize of destiny. An uncirculated 1984 with P quarter is the kind of coin that ignites bidding wars at auctions, with prices climbing higher and higher until the crowd is left in awe. Why? Because everyone knows that once such a coin disappears into a private collection, it may not resurface for decades, if ever. And here it is, the thunder, the jaw-dropping truth. The current market value for the 1984 with P Washington quarter in uncirculated condition stands at $148,000. $148,000 for a quarter that most people would overlook as ordinary. But we know better. This is no ordinary coin. This is a treasure chest, a life-changing prize, a symbol of what makes numismatics so thrilling and so powerful. And let me tell you, this is no peak. This is just the beginning. The value is climbing, day after day, auction after auction. This is a treasure that grows as time marches forward, an investment that shines brighter with every year that passes. To hold this coin is to hold not just history, but a fortune that only grows more powerful with time. Here's my tip for you, faithful collectors. Never assume that modern means common. The 1980s may not feel ancient, but in the world of numismatics, survival is everything. Seek out uncirculated coins, look for untouched luster, and never underestimate the treasures that Philadelphia's P may be hiding. The sharpest eyes, and the most patient hearts are rewarded with finds like this. And my conclusion for coin number 5, the 1984 with P. Washington quarter in uncirculated condition is nothing less than a numismatic miracle. It is the perfect storm of rarity, preservation, and demand, a coin that has risen from obscurity to become one of the most valuable quarters in America today. It proves the golden rule. Treasure does not always come dressed in age or silver. It often hides in plain sight, waiting for you to recognize its brilliance. And as we close today's journey, remember this: true coin value is the channel that brings you the truth, the faithful facts, and the latest treasures straight from the world of rare coins. Every day, we reveal the coins that others overlook, the fortunes hiding in your collection, the treasures that can change your life. The 1984 with P. Washington quarter, worth $148,000, is your final reminder. Hidden fortune is real, it's growing, and it could be waiting for you. See, stay sharp, stay passionate, and never stop searching, because your treasure might be the next coin you hold. Thanks for watching.